Okay, so the hands-on data visualization book actually does a pretty good walkthrough with a chloropleth map that is very non-intimidating. So we're actually gonna just follow along with this with their data. Um, so, and this is specifically they're talking about Tableau Public, but if you're using the desktop, same thing. So they have a data file in here, which is the healthcare spending by nation as a percent of GDP. So go ahead and like just do this with me as I'm going through it. If you click that link, you will come to here. You can see that it has two tabs. This one has the notes for the data, as they said it was best practice. This one has the actual data in a graph, and we're just going to go here and download the Excel file, which I already have, which is this. The graph just goes away on its own. It doesn't carry over, so you don't have to worry about that as being an issue. Once you have that on your computer, you can pull up Tableau, grab your data source. It's the health tab, and you will get this. Book does remind us to double check the data that this is reading as a geographic role, that we're at the country/region level here. Country code is going to do the same thing, but it's just the abbreviation for it. All right, and then we have our actual data, which is the health spending. So how much does each country spend on health as a percent of the GDP? So it's already normalized for us, which is lovely. So once you have that in, we're going to go in here. Easy enough. The book actually shows pulling data over, but you can actually just double click the country stuff and it will just pop up. So the default on this is the symbol, point symbol type of map. Notice that for each polygon, which is a country, it just sticks a dot in the middle. It doesn't put it to a capital or anything like that. It's not that smart. It's just, here's an area, there's a dot right smack in the middle. Okay, but that is not what we want. We want to have the entire region colored. So this is our actual data, which is the health spending as a percent of the GDP. We can drag that over to color, just like that. Look at that beautifulness. So you can see that not every single country has data in here. That's okay. That's just what happens when, you have data and it's not complete. It's fine. You can see here that it automatically did the continuous one. So if we wanted to do anything different, we'd have to jump into the color options to go along with our sum. And you can even change the occupancy. Wow, sorry, words. And like you can see that if you do it softer, the names pop through. The darker you go, the more the names disappear just on its basic. You can mess with the border of the halo. Hopefully you've already done some mess around with colors. Here, if we wanted to do the step color, you can try that. And you can see that the differences are a little bit more stark. I don't know enough about the data to know if there's anything specific that like it should be a particular number of steps or anything like that. I really don't know. Usually 9 is a little bit much, though. If you're doing steps, it's usually something more along with 5, which is why that's the default here. Okay, so let's go back to this and see what it's telling us. And you can see here that in their example, they have it as 5 as well. So what else do they have in here for us? And if you wanted to actually drag stuff, you could drag it like that. Okay, so here it's talking about if you hover over the countries, you'll notice a tooltip that tells you the name of the country and the percent. Okay, so that is that there. It's telling us that we can edit that. So instead of saying country name, we don't actually need to say country name. We know that's the country, right? So we could do that. And it recommends adding a percent at the end of the second row there. Go to tooltip, go here and add a percent. Okay. Now when we're hovering here, it says 5.34%. So it adds just a little bit more clarity to the actual readout there. So little details like that can make a big difference for folks, especially if they aren't used to reading these type of things. Okay. And it gives you more little things that you can do to customize it, as well as to add it into a dashboard. And then, yep, so that's the end of this one. Let's see, which one are we in here? Here is the tableaus. So here, create maps that show ratio or aggregated data in Tableau. So this is their Tableau's official thing. So if you want to practice with other data, it has a different set of geographic data there for you. And in here, it talks a little bit more about the exclude and other things you can do. This one has, instead of countries, it has these much more fine-tuned ones. You can play around with what those look like, with different continuous or the stepped or whatnot. There we go. And it shows you what it looks like if you play around with those. So I would recommend just playing around with these a little bit and start getting a sense for what looks good and what doesn't look good in terms of your color choices.